Okay, I'm back. And I had a problem with my original broadcast, so I'm going to come back and show you how to color the second project. And let me just point the camera down for a second. Hang tight. Okay, so what I want to show you is how I'm using the blender pen to color. This was the Hugs Sentiment, and I want to color the hearts and the stems with my blender pen. So I have a Rich Razzleberry ink pad. I have my black and white sentiment, and I'm just going to come up. Actually, before I even start coloring, I'm just going to check my blender pen on some scrap paper. Then I'm just going to take some ink and I'm just going to color kind of doing a messy job here. And then since there's two tips, you could go to the other tip and switch ink pads. I'm going to bring over my old olive ink pad. And just pick up a little tiny bit of green to color in the leaves. So that just gives it a little bit of color since this is the black and white version of the download. Okay, so let me get this out of the way so I don't accidentally get ink somewhere. So then the other pieces for this card, I have just a Rich Razzleberry card base, my designer paper, which is from Peaceful Poppies, and it's 4 by 5 1/4. I'll put the measurements on both videos. I hope the other video went. And for this one, I was trying to decide where to put the heart, and I was trying to decide whether I wanted to, I think I want to put it up on, these are the heart, this is the heart punch pack, so this is the straight heart, then there's a scalloped one. So I have a couple different ways I can do this. I have a piece of ribbon, and I just want to kind of put it in half on here, so I can kind of put it through the middle like that. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So let me just put some snail here. I'm just going to take my ribbon and fold it in half. And put it right on my snail. And you could either use liquid glue, and here's another trick, because I was punching these things out all over the place. You know, I was punching some of the ones that match the hearts. I was cutting some of the ones that went with the rectangles. I put the page it came from while I was making my big pile of mess so I could figure out what the colors were later. So that's another tip for you. And I think I mentioned in the earlier video, but the PDF right now is going to be available until June 2nd at least. They may extend it. It's $12. And you do get 15 pages of downloads. So, some of them are really funny. Okay, so I think I'm going to put it down here. So, similar, but a little bit tiny bit different. And then here are a couple other cards. I was playing with these last night, and here's a couple other cards I made. This one with the Follow Your Art Designer Series paper in Calypso Coral. And then this one with the Hug Sentiment. This is the Timeless Tropical Designer Series paper. And I had a little bit of trouble with the colors. This is Pool Party, but I think the color of this is supposed to be Balmy Blue. But when you do print it on a printer, I think this was printed on a Canon, and some of the colors might not necessarily be totally true to Stampin' Up. The Rich Razzleberry came pretty close, I think. So just to recap, these were the first two cards I shared. The Rich Razzleberry, and then the hearts with the From My Heart specialty paper. And then this is the ones with the Sending Hugs in the colored version And then the black and white version. I almost like the black and white version better, which is funny. And these are a couple other bonus cards I made when I was playing around with the downloads last night. So I'll probably be sharing at least one more on my blog later this week, because I have a couple birthdays. I need to get some cards out to people that are quarantining for their birthday, so they deserve some fun, happy cards. So I will have the host code below if you place an order in May with my host code in my online store. It's DNHCGY4J, and if you spend over $25, I am sending you 3 make and takes with the Peaceful Poppies Designer Series paper. And that's my project for this week. I'll have all the details below, and you can check out more at christinestamps.blogspot.com. I will see you next week. Thanks for tuning in.